We've been working on a lot of the different presidential campaigns as part of our 45 for the 45th programme to try and find out about how American elections engage youth voters, and then we're going to try and bring that back to the UK.
Do you look at what's going on in America right now? It looks like a friggin' riot at some of these Donald Trump rallies, and kind of scratch your head. Is this the presidential election?
Yeah, it is quite disturbing, I think, especially in Europe. Mostly it has been Trump, but not just Trump. I think also people...
What do you mean mostly it's been Trump?
Well, people are concerned especially about his comments on immigration with regard to Mexicans and Muslims. I think in Europe we're a lot more tolerant of different cultures and religions perhaps. So we've been concerned by that, but then also, some of the other candidates aren't great as well, like Ted Cruz, and generally it's a lot more right-wing, the politics over here.
There's such a diverse debate going on at the minute. Maybe Donald Trump is pulling the Republican Party too far to the right, I believe. I'm a Conservative, but I work for the Conservative Party in the UK back home, and I believe the Democrat Party has maybe more in line with the Conservative Party than the Republican Party has, definitely at the moment.
Do you in Europe and your friends kind of laugh at what's going on here? Mud wrestling and vitriol being heaved out?
I mean, to start with, it was a bit of a joke, like a businessman running for president doesn't really seem to fit in very well. But now it's more concern than laughing. The fact that he's won so many elections or primaries, and the fact that he's actually got an actual chance of running as a Republican candidate, now everyone's showing a bit more concern rather than humour towards what's been going on.
I'm not sure anyone's really supporting Donald Trump at home, to be honest. I think, we all think he's a bit of an idiot.
In Europe, what is it that you guys are most scared about?
Well, I think reasonability has come back to the surface in America, because you look at what's going on in the Republican Party especially, it's crazy. Their campaign has just turned into a slanging match. It's like, you see in England, like a stereotypical kind of American comedy will have like a class presidency kind of campaign going on, and the kids will make up rumours about people sleeping with someone or the size of someone's genitals, and that's what it's turned into in the big boys politics.
He referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee it. All right. Okay.
You guys are here to take back lessons from the United States.
Yeah.
Are you having a hard time doing that?
A little bit, yeah. Because we're probably having lessons on how not to do it in terms of Donald Trump, because we went to one of his rallies earlier, and it was one of the most backwards things I've ever been to. It was surreal, I think if he had said anything, the whole crowd still would have cheered. They just seemed to go with whatever he was saying.
They say, I have the most loyal people. Did you ever see that? Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's incredible.
Let me ask you, because a lot of the viewers of our stuff think I'm intentionally trying to find idiots to talk to at Donald Trump rallies. So have you found intelligent, reasonable people?
Actually, no. But there was actually, we were doing some canvassing for Bernie Sanders, and
You're a Bernie supporter?
I'm a Bernie supporter, yeah. I've got a brain and a heart. We met this one guy, and he came up to us and he said, I don't know anything about politics. Tell me a little bit more. And he was playing us from the start. He knew everything about politics. And then he tried to convert us into Trump supporters. But his arguments were reasonable, and they were coherent, at least, And he was the first Trump supporter that I found that could actually string a proper sentence together. And
You have his contact? Because I'm dying to talk to one of them.
We've been to a Trump rally, and this one, a lot lower energy, a lot more just straightforward rhetoric. And I'm never going to be a Kasich fan, but I did appreciate at least that he's talking about his ideas, he's talking about his policies. He's not going, we're going to build a wall to Mexico. So yeah, I appreciated that.
Have you guys seen kind of undertones at Donald Trump rallies or other rallies of racism?
Definitely. I don't believe Donald Trump should be given his supporters what they say should be given their time. But one story, we went to a Donald Trump rally in Cleveland a couple of days ago, and one thing that struck me was when we left, there was a man at the door wearing a Trump t-shirt chanting white power.
Are there Donald Trumps of the world in the political establishment in Europe that are kind of blaming Muslims and the Syrian refugees and the Mexicans?
Definitely out in Eastern Europe, there's because of frustration with economic crises and the inflow of Syrian migrants, there's been a significant increase in right-wing nationalist governments. A recent election in Slovakia proved that, and Poland's government is also quite far right, and the Front National in France. It's all yeah, it's quite frightening, really.
Europe has a lot of socialist countries. Is it such a bad thing to tap into socialism?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm, a huge socialist supporter, but I don't see it's such a dirty word in American culture. I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of socialism, universal healthcare. I mean, I'm so proud of the NHS, and I just think it would really benefit.
Tell my audience what the NHS is.
National Health Service, universal healthcare for England.
Do you have to wait? Do you have to wait 7 months to see a doctor, like the Republicans say you will?
No, it depends what you're going in for, but wait times, they tend to not be over 2 months, so that's pretty ridiculous.
But obviously, if something urgent is going on, you could go see a doctor.
Yeah. I mean, it just blows my mind that I can break my leg in the UK, go to a doctor, get it fixed up, stay in a hospital, zero money out of my pocket. And I actually live in America, and so I have healthcare, and I know what it's like. And if I broke my leg in America, I mean, the amount of money that I would have to pay is just ridiculous. I don't really understand how anyone can defend that.
Few major parties in the UK, 2 major parties in America. If you're ranking which one is the most liberal in either country, put them all in the same pot, which one's the most liberal?
Okay, probably the Labour Party in the United Kingdom.
Do you feel the Democratic Party here is more middle of the road?
Yeah, it's probably more. You guys would think it's just a left party. We'd probably think it's more centrist.
They're much more centrist. I mean, if they were in Britain, they would be conservatives. They'd be on the right side of our political spectrum. And I mean, yeah, you get big money and you get corruption with Democrats and Republicans, and sometimes it is a little hard to separate the two parties.
Which one do you think is most reasonable, shall I say, and most for the people?
I would say the Liberal Democrat of the UK. Liberal Democrat Party of the UK is the most reasonable and for the people.
Why so?
Because they're very much what we would call a centrist party in the middle. So you've got elements of very, very soft socialism in it, and elements of economic conservatism, socially liberal when it comes to the rights of people and human rights and women's rights and things like that. So I would say they're the party that benefits humanity the most.
In the UK in general, we're quite lucky in the sense that a lot of our parties are very respectful of women and women's rights, especially Labour and the Lib Dems.
And the Conservative parties over there?
I mean, they are to a degree, but they don't go as far as the other parties do. And here I very much feel that the Democrat Party stand for women's rights, and it does help that there is a woman running for president, but at the same time Bernie Sanders really pushes for equality, and that's exactly what feminism stands for. It's equality, not privileging women over men.
And I take it you feel differently about the Republican Party?
I do, mostly because we differ fundamentally on Planned Parenthood. A lot of the Republican candidates don't agree with it, want to defund it, and I believe that a woman's reproductive rights should be her choice, not the choice of the government.
Is that such a hotly big debate in Europe? Is abortion a huge issue there?
No, because it's legal in the UK.
Do you think actually America should actually be looking towards Europe to learn some things?
Absolutely, absolutely. The Republicans are insane. I mean, the right wing of the Republicans. Yeah, exactly. Women's rights. I mean, I don't particularly like the Conservatives. I'm a card-carrying Labour member, but no British party would question women's rights, women's reproductive rights. I mean, to me personally, that's just a fundamental right, and that's why Republicans, to me, are the most extreme party.